to the podcast from Temperance Town, the sexiest podcast of world renowned. Tony grows a beard to hide his chin, swabs it with Earl so it glistens.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
Download the pod, you won't get enough of these dapper chaps talking deadly fluff. In Hobo Gulch they run a homeless mission, clanging and banging with the pentagram of kittens.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
They enjoy their whiskey and local craft beer. By Odin's unkempt pubis we give a cheer. Tony's a raccoon when he's booziest. Don't be a savage, be an enthusiast.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
On the frozen tundra they call it a lock. Tony likes to masturbate in a sock. Bryan pisses rocks cause it feels so great. I still don't know who the fuck is Tate.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
The boys will let you know when there's a spurner. Due to male pattern baldness, they don't wear curlers. Stay salty, people, that's their closing line. And don't forget, have a beer, you'll be fine.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty language.
Hey enthusiasts, what's happening? This is Salty Language, episode 216.
The Chromebookiest podcast on the network.
That'll be interesting if anyone disputes that, because,
Yes.
it's very likely someone could dispute that.
Probably, but right now I've stepped up my podcasting game until I get a real computer, and I busted out my son's Chromebook.
Right. It's interesting,
Due to
though.
our interview we just did.
It's kind of interesting, though, because, you might argue that it isn't a step up.
It's true.
The
It's
phones
probably
are
not,
kind
actually.
of so far now that,
I mean, I've got way more storage on my phone than he does on his Chromebook.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at, because my mom's computer's on the, just hot garbage, and I was kind of thinking about a Chromebook for her, because she just checks her email and gets on Facebook.
Probably would be perfect for her,
Yeah,
actually.
exactly. It's really all she needs is internet connectivity, and, she doesn't really put anything on her computer, so...
She just needs like a tablet, like a Kindle Fire or something.
Yeah, I don't know about the touch screen. And
Fair enough.
yeah. I mean, I guess you could get the peripherals to use probably a mouse or something on the screen, or a
Yeah,
stylus.
Bluetooth stuff.
Or does a stylus work on those?
I have no idea.
I don't either, so whatever.
I would assume so, but I really
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
no clue myself, because I have no experience with one. So, because mine's an iPad, so I know what works on there, but I don't know what works on the other.
But I don't really know.
Yeah. Well, I guess to let everybody know, I'm Bryan. Joining me as usual is Tony.
You betcha.
Like you said, from Team Chromebook now.
Yeah, temporarily.
For the moment, whatever. Let's see. Do we have any business to start the show with? No,
I
actually,
don't know,
we kind of do, because you today started a Kik Group for the show.
Oh, I did, yes.
So, I guess-
if you want to join us in the Kik chat, which no one has, but I just only tweeted it and
It's
put
just
it on Facebook.
it's just me and Tony crying in there right now. So
It's true. And just dicks.
well, I already said you and I in there.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Now, if you're on Kiks, just search for the hashtag SLPod.
Yeah.
And you can join in the Salty Language podcast shenanigans that may or may not happen on the internet.
Right. And if you don't, then that's fine too. Jerks.
Yeah, just shows you how much you hate us.
Well, better yet, if you hate us, just join the group and then.
Yeah, it's true. And
Tell
just
us.
spill your venom
Yeah.
into our lives.
Right. Worst case scenario, we kick you out of the group. So
It's true.
no worries.
Yeah.
Everybody's happy, right?
Everybody's happy.
Yeah. Ah, man. So yeah, I got the. As people will be listening to this, they, there's a newer enthusiast up where you and the wife talk about the beer fest you went to.
Yes.
And I got that up a day late because migraine. I was like, oh, hey, check this out. I laid down because I had a headache about 8 o'clock last night. Woke up about 3 this morning. I was gone.
Wow, that is impressive.
For me, just that amount of sleep is amazing for me. But oddly enough,
feel amazing. Here's
the thing. I woke up and I was like, I still was exhausted because I still had the headache, basically. So it was like, middle fingers to the world, back to sleep. And I kind of slept off and on like I normally do from that point. Got up today and just nothing. Just no energy still. It's, I'm starting to wonder if this is not a bigger issue with me. Like, that this is not just a not sleeping enough or right or whatever. I'm kind of wondering if there might be something wrong that, kind of like, some people have like chronic fatigue kind of a thing. And there's things that can be done for that. And I got to go to my doctor next week to talk about my blood work results, which usually is not a good sign. So I'm going to talk to her when I go back a little bit because it's kind of got me worried that I could, like that. I mean, and it wasn't like I didn't take any medicine that knocked me out. I just slept that time, Like if I had taken Benadryl or some medicine that kind of, knocks you out a little bit or whatever, or some strong, or like a Percocet or something, like,
right.
you wake up and you're not rested. Okay, fine. It's similar to blackout sleep.
Fistful of oxys.
Yeah. Which is, used to be my cover band, but
nice.
Yeah. So yeah, I was real excited about the sleep. And then I was like, I still feel like hot shit. So yeah.
Well, I mean, not that I can relate totally, but the whole lack of sleep thing, I completely get.
Still dealing with that?
Ours is more related to new dog.
Yeah, that makes sense, yeah.
Because she likes to wake up at about 5:30, which I should be getting up anyway at that time to start getting ready for work. But I don't.
Right.
But she gets up to go outside and, take a leak.
Right.
Yeah.
You just need to teach her to open the door,
Well, she's recently... Here's what happened the other morning, right?
Uh-huh.
It's like, she starts barking. We're like, shut up.
Right.
And I look at the clock, and I'm like, she's probably going to go outside, which is a good sign that she's, like, alerting us.
Right.
Instead of just pissing where she's standing, like when we first got her.
Right.
So I take her outside. We walk out in the backyard for a good 5-10 minutes. She takes a leak. She walks around. She stares at me. I'm like, all right, I guess the pooping's coming later.
Right. Well, either that or maybe she's a little, trigger shy.
Yeah, maybe like you're looking at me.
Like, can you not watch me? Like, I got to make ploppies here. Come on.
So we come inside. We're going up the stairs. And she's like, oh, this is the stair I like to shit on. Here it is, this whole time. And just starts dropping a log right on my stair. And I was like, and I grabbed, because she has a harness now.
Uh-huh.
She's a strong dog.
Sure,
already.
Yeah.
So it's got like a handle, like right between her shoulders.
Right.
So I'm grabbing it, and she still has like poo flying out of her as I'm trying to get her outside.
Yeah.
It was a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, that sounds like a good time.
Yeah. It was something, Brian.
Well, now you know what you need to do is you need to put a replica step outside.
Yeah, really.
It's like, oh, there's my step.
Like, oh, there it is. I need to rip the carpet off it and throw it out in the yard.
Like, that way it already smells like her? Or
I have something.
Yeah.
Well, because she, I turned my back for a second, and I heard sniffing, and I turned, and she was doing the, dog circle. I'm like, no, and then she already was, assuming squat position.
Too late, motherfucker. This is happening.
Exactly. Like, the train has left the station.
Yeah. It's getting real. Deal with it. Yeah. All right. Yes, I will.
And so we got a lead outside, so I hooked her to that, and I came in with paper towels, and I took her shit and threw it out in the yard. Like, this is where it belongs.
I'm just picturing you as you're throwing it out there, like having a "This is Sparta" kind of moment.
Yeah, I was not impressed. But it seems to be working, because now she's like, she goes outside and craps in the yard now.
Well, that's good, yeah.
Yeah, like apparently that they want the poop out here instead of on that one stair that I like so much.
Listen, I told you from the beginning to stop. You lead by example with the dog, dude. You got to stop crapping on the stairs.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, jeez.
Can't help it. I like to slide down the stairs bare-assed. Feels wonderful.
That does not sound like it would.
No, well, you got to hold the junk up.
Oh, right, okay. I was going to say,
like in one of those old school sleds,
right?
With the brake handle.
I get you. I was going to say, otherwise it'd be like going over speed bumps.
Right?
It'd be brutal, especially if at some point you get caught in a downward position.
Yeah, it's no good.
Then your shit's behind you. It's just
geez,
no good.
That'd be turning into the old dirty Halo video. No one needs that.
No, true.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
It is.
Man. So I was looking at various social medias today and, jealous of our podcasting pals that are having the Super Friends meetup out in Rose City.
Yeah, out in Portland.
Yeah. Like jealous looking at everybody, because I the thing I want the most is I want to go to the comic shop that Annalise allegedly worked at and confirm that it was for 4 years. And
right?
No, I'm kidding.
I was more jealous when I saw Heno putting up pictures of them in the chutes, or however the hell you say that, the tap room out there.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, you don't even drink.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Yeah. Well, we were told that there's stuff like that out there.
I know.
It's just all the way out there.
It is all the way out there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a hell of a trip.
We need to get everybody to do the same idea, but like for Chicago. That way Chicago's doable,
Yeah, central location.
Right. Well, plus half of us are from Michigan, so no.
Basically. That's what it feels like.
Yeah. We just rent out a bus, podcasters only, and,
Nice. The old podcaster tour bus.
Right. Well, by renting out a bus, I mean you and I get a bus, like each. And then everybody else gets one bus.
We all just happen to be on the same Greyhound.
Yeah, right. It could happen. I mean, it's not that outside of conceivable. It's But yeah, that's some pretty cool stuff. I bet that's pretty cool to actually meet the people that you've been talking with via online stuff for a while.
I agree, because it's one of those things. It's like you listen to these people's podcasts. You talk to them on the internet. You see their pictures on Instagram.
You sext with them,
but
right?
To actually meet them,
yeah,
makes all that weird masturbation that more creepy.
Probably, I mean, So, I saw. Did you see Michael Leal fired shots at Nickel?
Yeah, I heard he didn't make it.
Yeah, Nickel didn't go, and Michael posted a picture of. I can't remember who it is now. Oh, what's his name? David Meyer. And, and he was like, a Canadian that actually made it to Rose City.
Nice.
I was like, oh, I think I actually posted on his Instagram, like, ooh, sick burn or something like that. So,
maybe Nickel's got like American warrants or something up.
Yeah,
like the band.
He's got, like Cherry Pie, the band.
Yeah, I don't have
no sound bites. Oh,
if UPS would have not shit in my mouth today and actually brought me the thing I ordered.
That's a weird reference to make.
Well, they're brown.
But why in your mouth? Not on the step?
Because that's how I felt when I didn't get the thing I ordered that was promised to me today.
All right, that's fair. All right.
Yeah, that would have allowed me, in theory, to hook up all my stuff.
All right, I guess that makes sense. It's just kind of a weird place to go, you could have referenced a lot of things right to the mouth, though. I mean,
that's how it felt, man.
We all appreciate your candor,
I do have to, since we touched on the enthusiast episode.
Oh, we touch on them, all right.
Oh yeah, it's if you guys haven't listened to it yet, it is a more of a low key enthusiast.
Yeah, it certainly is.
I'm doing like an 8-hour drive. and it was literally just Jeannie and I laying in bed with my iPhone between us. Because all my recording stuff doesn't work since my laptop doesn't work.
Right.
So it's a little more low-key, but there's a story I forgot about that I might as well add.
Ah, nice.
That when we were at the beer fest, I told T that one of my challenges for the beer fest was going to be I'm going to get not only a consensual hug from a lady,
Okay.
I'm going to get a consensual ass grab out of her.
Wow, that's taking it. I mean, a hug is doable. You could just wear a shirt that says free hugs and easily meet your goal anytime you want.
Yeah.
Like, just take a white T-shirt, write free hugs on it, and you'd be getting hugs all day. Now, you could also take it a step further and put free hugs and butt grabs and see what happens.
Right. Well, all I have to do is say this was a successful venture on my part. Because we were drinking later at Black Rocks Brewing, and we're all sitting out on this patio thing because we made friends with the locals because he said you haven't listened to it yet, which is fine. I haven't seen you since we went, so I can't tell you stories.
Right.
But and there was this fairly attractive woman sitting with us talking, and I'm like, and I'm hammered, of course.
Yeah, well, that'll happen.
I told this guy that I had this challenge. I was going to get someone to hug me consensually and let me grab her ass, and she was like, I don't care.
Please tell me she said it like that, too, because that makes it sound even creepier.
Yeah. So, we got the hug, we got the ass grab, and then she turned her ass towards T, and she's like, do you want some, too?
T's like, all day?
It was pretty fun.
Damn it. I could have had a handful of ass. Why didn't I go?
Could have had a handful
Probably
of
not.
ass.
I would have been probably sitting on the other side to where she would have done.
She then pivoted back so I could get more.
Okay.
After I was already sitting
Never
down.
mind. It was, I don't know. I would have wanted seconds on ass grabs.
And that was when the local guy we made friends with was like, I love you guys. You just grabbed her ass and your wife's right there and she doesn't care.
Oh, drunk people.
Yeah, it was funny.
Yeah.
Good times.
Good times. Good times.
This is a sneak preview of tomorrow, Brian.
One can only hope. Oh yeah, I guess that happened. I'm older now, so
That's right.
And not in just the way that every time we do a podcast, I'm older. I've the age gauge flipped another year.
Yep, we'll be going out. Well, this will be it'll be in the past when you people hear this, but we're going to be going out Saturday for Brian's birthday and tipping back a few barley concoctions.
Yeah.
Some hop juice.
I certainly do plan on applying beers to the face.
Yes, indeed.
And I have a prescription for unlimited bees. No.
I already confirmed that Jeannie's driving, so I will help you consume said beers.
Excellent.
Yes.
As it should be.
As it should
All
be.
the beers applied to our faces and beards.
Indeed.
And beards because, sometimes you get sloppy as you get drunker.
These things happen.
Yeah. You can't help it. Yeah, I went out with the family on Wednesday, which was my birthday, and, we went to Texas Roadhouse.
Right.
Roadhouse. And I was like, I want a beer. So I ordered looked at their menu, and I didn't really look at it that strongly. I just was like, what do you have on tap? And the guy rattling some stuff off. And he's like, oh, we got the new Sam Adams on, like, the Oktoberfest. He's like, yeah. I was like, let's go with that. Because,
It's pretty good.
It's usually pretty good. So, and I didn't catch anything that was along the lines of what kind of beers we normally drink. So I was like, that'll work. So I got that, and boy, did I apply. I got, the big one, of course, and applied it.
Yeah, because I think they offer it in, like, stupid size.
Yeah, and I applied that to my face quickly before the food got to us. And then he's like, you want another one? It's like, duh.
Hey, bitch, it's my birthday. You better put a candle in there.
Right. No.
Oh.
I don't really want a can. French fry was one thing, but candle's another. I don't know. So yeah, I applied a second one to my face, and then when I got home, I applied a couple more to my face, and I was like, yeah, this isn't too bad.
Well, yeah.
I can now report drinking beer. Fantastic. Breaking news.
Around your birthday? Perfect.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was pretty, got a steak, stuffed my face, and, had a few beers. It's kind of weird drinking with the family though, because
no one else does, right?
Well, no, actually, like my siblings almost all drink. Like my brother Jimmy was there, but he had to work later, so he got like Captain and Coke. You know, he didn't want to go too far because whoa,
wow. And the thunder rolls.
All right, well,
dun, dun, dun.
Apparently we're joined by the thunder tonight.
Yeah, exactly. Coming to the show, Thor.
Yeah. Man. So yeah, anyway, that was that was all right.
I hit church across the street. Those assholes.
That's not nice, Tony.
It's truthful.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was that, and that was about it for my week. It was
Well, I had to go to war last night.
Okay. Did you say Gwar?
I wish. I'd be even better. I should have dressed up like Gwar just for the protection.
Yes.
I brought the once again dealing with the dog. I brought the dog in. Took him up.
Wait. What is this? Dap Pod with all the dog talk? No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
It is.
Okay, Annalise.
Took her upstairs, and then as I went back downstairs, like switch up like laundry around,
Yeah.
My social separation anxiety bitch of a cat.
Meow, 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 meow.
So I'm like, all right, I'll hang out because he's just been in the basement the whole time.
Oh, jeez.
Basically,
Yeah.
He hasn't quite adjusted to the fact there's something else.
Now, out of curiosity, has he gone on the internet and just trolled everybody?
Because he probably has.
Okay, because I hear that's what
laptop stopped working, fucker. But so I'm hanging out with the cat like on the front landing by the back door, and the back door is open.
Yeah, it is.
And and I'm going to like close the door, and I look at the screen door, and like right by the handle is probably the biggest brown recluse spider I've ever seen in my life.
Fun.
Yeah. So I armored up and went to war and killed that fucker.
Armored up. I'm picturing you like putting on. Well, it goes either one or two ways. My mind went either to medieval type armor or Iron Man. I'm whichever you'd like it to be.
Well, I mean, it was a broom. But
okay, that's not really armoring up. that would be terrible in a joust. They're like, put your armor on. You just grab a broom.
Broom and a dustpan.
And you get destroyed.
Not even a full-size broom. It's a little butler kit.
Right. The dustpan is your shield, I'm assuming, right?
Well,
yeah, okay.
I had to use something to open the door.
Yeah.
There was corpse out in the yard. There's a warning to all the other brown recluses.
Oh, man. So you killed it before you flung it out into the yard, right?
Oh, yeah. I made sure that fucker was dead.
Yeah. Otherwise,
I stomped his ass.
I was going to say, otherwise it might come back with reinforcements. And then in how many brooms do you have?
Yeah, there's only so many.
The kids are like, Dad, we need protection too. You're like, should have got a broom.
Exactly.
You're on your own. You say, standing up on a chair.
What the fuck is my phone doing?
Whoa, Siri's trying to do something.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. It's not even plugged in. That was the weirdest part.
I don't know.
Oh, I guess I got another thing, too.
All right.
With pet, and then it'll be the end of pet talk, I swear. Jeannie, she's been taking Logan to school in the morning. What she does, she takes the dog with, and then goes for a walk, right?
Yeah.
So when that happens, what I've been doing to try to get the cat to get out of the basement and be like part of the family is I bring him upstairs, close the basement door so he can walk around and get dog smell.
Right.
Do all that.
Rub his face on the step. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah. Well, it's actually this all took place on the steps. Funny enough. So Cat was up in the window at the top of the stairs, surveying his land. He hasn't seen in a long time.
Yeah.
And dog comes home, right? Dog's flying around the house. Of course, sees the cat in the window, and I have never heard. I haven't heard noises like this since I played Doom 2. The noises he was making were unreal.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then it was Reverse Flash flying back into the basement.
Yeah, I imagine so. So still wants nothing to do with the dog, huh?
No, not at all.
Yeah. That's too bad. Yeah, hopefully that'll get better.
They'll figure it out. But, well, it's because, he's like, hey, I just want to look out the window. And the dog's like, what the fuck are you? I want to play.
Yeah. Right. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Then it's like I said, Doom 2 noises.
Right.
Yeah.
Now's when I wish we had the soundboard, because it'd be great if you had some, like, queued up right here. And,
yeah, I know, right?
Or, again, if I was any sort of, did any sort of editing, I'd just slam some in there, but...
fuck that noise.
Yeah, exactly. Man. All right, then. Yeah, again, we're going to steal another bit from Deathlok. Man, it is fucking pouring here now.
I know. It's let off here, so, the end is nigh for you.
I mean, it's like early morning piss, sounds. Oh, jeez. The only difference is the screaming from the... Well, no, never mind. That's only that one time.
After that one night.
Yeah. So, yeah. I forgot what I was going to say. So, yeah, anything else this week? New,
I've
exciting?
been really enjoying my cold brew coffee lately, putting in all kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
But I think my greatest concoction ever is throwing it in a protein shake.
Yeah, when I saw you did that, I was like, oh, boy.
It was delicious, and it was, I felt like I injected gamma juice. Like, this has got to be what Hulk does.
Right, yeah. Every
Because I was
morning.
on full energy.
Makes sense.
Or caffeine.
Or
I was high.
We're not here to nitpick.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's... I
just made this concoction tonight with Baileys and stuff. I mean...
Yeah, I just figured that, somebody who hasn't done that with protein shake yet, I could see them just go, the light above their head, like, oh my God,
Well, I did it a while ago, but I made my coffee and I put it in the freezer so it was cool by the time I got ready to leave and make my shake.
Right.
But I was like, God, I don't have time to do that. And I was like, oh, fuck, you idiot. You got a growler of cold brew coffee in your fridge.
Yeah, that'll do it.
So, bloop, 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 bloop.
Hi, you thought we had no sound effects. We have thunder and glue, 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 glue.
That's right, damn it.
So suck on that.
Suck it.
Oh, man.
But basically for my events of the week, pretty uneventful.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because you'll have that.
Right.
Yeah.
Next show we'll have some shenanigans to report, I would assume.
Oh, yeah, indeed.
And again, well, and the other thing is normally you would, like past weekend you were doing Beer Fest. So,
yeah, we're
but
the Marquette deal.
If people want to hear that, they can go listen to the Enthusiast number 20. So, which they should be doing anyway.
They better goddamn well do it.
Mm-hmm. Because
savages
do that and this, and then sit and anxiously await the release of the next Enthusiast with S. Anthony Thomas, which everybody should enjoy because that was a blast.
It was a blast to record.
Yeah. Another one of those.
I mean, we probably talked for a good half hour before we even started recording, and it was hilarious.
Yeah, and we easily could have. That could have easily
it
turned
could have
into
been part of the show.
Yeah.
Easily, there was a ton of funny material.
Honestly, looking back, I kind of wish I would have. There's times I've done that when we do that show that I kind of wish I would just record from the beginning. And I know that's why some people do that, so that you can.
I believe in the business they call it pulling a beagly.
Well, you do what you boo. So I'm actually thinking, especially after doing this one, maybe more so with people who are of that ilk, comedians and such, that maybe it's not a bad idea. Because we did the same thing with Lawler. That was a regular episode, but we talked with him before and after recording.
Yeah,
and there was some great stuff in there, especially later because he was drunk. But
and frozen to death.
And about frozen to death, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm actually thinking that maybe I will start doing that. Let everybody know, of course, so I won't quite be pulling the beagly, but let them know I'm recording, and then we can just do an intro or something ahead of time, so it's not totally awkward, or just let it be awkward. Whatever, we don't care, baby.
Could be just let it be awkward, and about 10 minutes, and be like, "Hey there,
yeah, right. Oh yeah, we're gonna start now. Yeah, but yeah. Anyway, so people can look forward to that, or they can't if they're jerks.
They're probably jerks.
Jerks. All right.
Oh, iOS 9.
Oh, yeah. Might as well get into that.
Did you upgrade your phone?
I did,
Yeah.
actually. I didn't think it was going to be able to, because I'm like, there's no way that the 5s, with the 6S just being announced, I figured that the 5, not the 5S, but I figured the 5s weren't going to be able to run it, but they certainly are. And I'm assuming this will be the last, aside from like minor updates to the iOS, this will probably be the last update for the 5
major one for
and
5.
for my iPad, because my iPad was able to update also, and I was like, wow, I really thought that my iPad was going to get left in the dust, but I'm quite happy both did, except for the lag, because there's been considerable lag.
Yeah, I've noticed that too.
Yeah.
I mean, I really like the update so far.
I do too.
I kind of like because anytime I'm at work, I Bluetooth my phone so I can listen to podcasts. And now when it hooks to Bluetooth, it automatically gives me the ability to just launch Downcast for my
does it?
home screen.
Yeah, I actually heard that when you plug in your headphones to your phone, that it's supposed to automatically launch like the music app or whatever.
Yeah, well, it'll learn what you use.
Oh, okay. So if you use
But
Downcast,
at first, it'll just like, hey, you want to launch music? But if you keep going with a podcast app, it'll just launch that eventually.
oh, okay, cool.
You know?
I know there's various stuff in it that is supposed to be adaptive.
Well, because it's got that. Oh, that's interesting. Got just text from Jeannie. Leaving. Keep your phone near you, please. So there might be a time I might just put her on speaker and she'll join us.
All right.
But it's got that like Siri app suggestion pull down menu or whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently it's supposed to as it learns about your patterns.
Yeah.
Like in the morning, I usually update my podcast, look at Instagram, look at Twitter, check the weather. So in theory, in the morning, it should have those apps available for me on that pull-down menu.
Yep.
Or if you do the Siri suggestion side swipe, it shows you people that you've been texting with recently or around that time of day, and it'll pull up their face like, hey, here's people you might want to contact.
It's like, stop trying to get me to be social. Yeah.
I've noticed too in the side menu that it's got like, like, hey, you can find nearby coffee shops in the morning, but then like right now it's bars and restaurants.
Right. As is tradition.
And nightlife. I got to hit nightlife. What's around me? Nothing.
Yeah.
I'm in the country.
The only nightlife around you happens in horror movies.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, weird. It's all shit not close to me.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Yeah. I was like, where would it be? The church? Maybe
yeah,
they
I was
have
thinking maybe Jed's over there.
Oh,
but
yeah,
that's
I
not
forgot.
even on there.
Yeah. Yeah, I dig, like, the font took me a little bit to get used to, but I really like it. I know there's people that bitch about it, but I really like the font.
Yeah.
And I like that the keyboard now, like when you have shift on, everything's in caps.
Yeah, it makes more sense.
That makes more sense. And I know there's been people bitching about that because they'll bitch. People bitch about anything.
People are cunts.
But I like that. I like the keyboard. I like the fact that they have like a complete wipe. Like if you have something typed, you can hit that one key and it'll just completely clear it. You don't have to find, like, especially on the phone, you don't have to find the little X to close that out. And one of the things I love the most so far, it's disappointing that because I don't know if that's an iPad only thing or if your phone has it. Can you do? I think it's the iPads that can do the side by side.
I wish it was mine too.
Yeah, it's
only
it's
iPads.
iPads.
I was hoping I was going to get that split screen.
And it's only the newest of the iPad, like the last 3 iPads or something like that.
Right.
One thing I did notice my iPad has, which is awesome, is you can hold 2 fingers over the keyboard and like push down with 2 fingers, and it turns it into a track. Yeah, well, you start with it. No, it turns it into a trackpad, which is
cool.
awesome for highlighting groups of text because it's a pain in the ass to do otherwise. But you can do that, and it'll move the cursor right where you want it, and you can just write across the whole body of text basically. So much faster. I really dig that.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, I was thinking.
I mean, it's a strong update.
I think so too. There's a lot of really good stuff in it. I can't think what the other thing was. Yeah, and because the newest phones have the pressurized thing, but
yeah, I don't know about the 3D sense or whatever they're calling it.
Right, we don't get that, which is fine. Did you notice now though that like if you're in, let's say you're in Instagram, and you get a thing that's like so and so blah blah on Twitter, and you hit the notifications thing where it takes you right to Twitter.
It just has the back to.
Yeah, there's right up in the upper left hand corner is a little thing that says back to, and so you don't have to like go back to your home screen, relaunch the app. Yeah. That's awesome.
And as a user of like the club cards and like Starbucks app and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You can now access your what's it called? PayPass? What do you call it? Your wallet. You change it to wallet.
Yeah.
You just double click the home button, even if the phone's locked, and it'll pull up your wallet.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Which I discovered on accident.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was in there.
Yeah. And I dig the notes upgrades because they made
pretty cool.
They made it now to where with notes, first of all, you can just like scribble right in the notes now.
Yeah, I drew a really shitty drawing in it already.
Yeah, I bet. Damn dick pics. But you can do that. You can add links like directly to your notes now, and you can add pictures and stuff like that you couldn't do before. It's you and I use Evernote, which is an awesome program. They're always working on it, and Notes now has a lot of the elements that Evernote has, which makes sense because
I mean it's when I first started dicking around with Notes, I was like, wow, I might lose Evernote, but I like being able to have my stuff because I don't have a Mac.
Yeah.
My notes won't God, I can't talk. Won't merge with my fucking laptop.
Right, yeah. Like, I have a Mac, so I could probably do it. I don't know how, because I've never monkeyed with that, but I'm sure I can.
I know you can cloud share notes.
Yeah.
Because, like, I can share notes with Jeannie.
Yeah, that's why I said it's like I know.
Too, if you accepted my invite.
That sounds like a terrible idea. But yeah, that's cool. And honestly, part of the reason I probably wouldn't get rid of Evernote is because as long as you're still using it, you and I can share stuff via Evernote with each other too. So
right.
I guess if we both switch to using Notes and use the cloud thing, we could do that. But whatever, But it's still, I think, it's a really solid update aside from that lag, because that lag is poopy. But
they'll figure that out though.
Yeah. But it's been pretty awesome. I don't have really any complaints about it. I haven't seen anything that they changed that I'm like, oh man. And there's usually, I take that back. They added, what is it, the Find Friends thing, and there's they added.
I don't like it when they add apps you can't delete.
Yeah, because it's really shitty because it's they make it takes up space on your phone.
Yeah.
If it didn't take up any space, I wouldn't care, but they take up space, and it's like, I paid for the phone to get this stuff. How about maybe making those, like, say, hey, these are free and they're available, but they're not mandatory. I will say, on the other hand, I do kind of like the fact that the podcast app is mandatory, but anyway.
Well, yeah, but, it should give you the ability to remove them.
Yeah.
Because, like, that newsstand, I know it's gone now. I had never used the newsstand.
Oh, no, they just updated the newsstand.
And now it's just news.
Oh, and that's actually looks like it could be a really awesome. Do you know what it reminds me of a little bit, except that it learns based on what you look at? From the way I was reading it, like what stories you click on, it tends to learn what your interests are.
Right.
But it reminds me a little bit of that, what was it called? It's Flip something.
Flipboard,
yeah.
Because I still use Flipboard for news and shit.
Right, and this seems like, I actually think it might be a better version of Flipboard.
Yeah, I've been kind of bouncing back and forth between them.
Yeah. Because
it's trying to figure out which one I want more.
Right, and this one, I think the more you use it, like I said, it learns what you like, and it's supposed to kind of adapt. Yeah. And if it does that, that's a really awesome news program, and you can get a lot of things all in one spot instead of having to use like 4 apps. Like I used to bounce around, like when we used to do news stories, I'd go to Huffington Post, I'd go to NPR, I'd go to like 4 different news sites, and now I could do all of that with just the news app pretty much.
Right, exactly.
And well, that was until I was like, or I can just find weird news on Reddit.
Yeah, or there's this hub.
People already put it all together for me, so yeah. Yeah, there's that. You got anything else?
I think it's pretty strong.
I have one more thing about this.
Sure.
That I was talking with Fluffy Bunny Ash the other night, and she brought this to my attention. I hadn't seen this, which was they updated the health app for. Oh,
they actually added sexual stuff in there.
Yeah, and not just sexual stuff. I mean, in this, there's some legit stuff to this, like. And it's like it can measure like the date of a woman's last menstrual period and whatnot, which can help when it comes to reproduction, like people that are trying to get pregnant, and they can keep better tracks. I mean, I know there's already apps out there that do this, but there's other stuff, like you can put in like your past lovers, to where if in the event you get an STD, you could have all of the contacts right there, nice and easy.
Well, yeah, I was just looking at. They have sexual activity, and it's unspecified protection used, protection not used.
Yeah.
Can I auto default this?
Probably, honestly, it probably adapts.
You're probably right.
But they could. They're saying that this could be used for like other stuff too, like. This could be used for like bigger health issues, but it can, overall the whole point is that it all can be, this data can be gathered and used to help with your overall health,
right.
and it makes sense. I mean, there's a lot of stuff, like here we go. For example, the app could help people become pregnant or avoid unplanned pregnancies. I'm not sure how you could avoid unplanned pregnancies with it.
Well, it's because, like, I told Jeannie, I was like, hey, they have they're doing a reproductive thing, because she has an app to, like, do her period tracking.
Right.
So I guess, like, oh, I just got done with this. That means these weeks I should have zero chance of getting pregnant.
Yeah. Theoretically, yeah.
So we could just bareback it all week long, baby.
Right. And, it's just... This could really lead into some really good stuff, but most of the conversation I had with Ashley was us just laughing about how you could track like how many calories you burn during your sex, basically, and you could use it as part of a health track. Well, and just the conversations between couples, like you have sex and you're like, we only burn 300 calories. It's like, Barb told me they always burn about 600 when they do,
I would love to have a Fitbit just to track heart rate.
Right, which that's what that led us into was like an Apple-made cock ring.
And right.
And she was like, the funny part is like if you go for an Apple Watch, you have to get fitted for it. So picture a cock ring, you would then have to go get fitted.
We need you in our back room.
Yeah. And then
no, Bryce, I don't want you. I want her.
Right. Sorry, Bryce is the official fitter today.
Yeah, he fits it with his mouth. Like, this is weird, but
it's
okay.
Like, listen, I know it sounds weird, but he's very thorough. It's like the really creepy tailor that, now let's get that inseam. You're like, slow down.
Like, have you had your knuckles against my sack for like 5 minutes? Yeah, I think you got the measure in there.
He's like, I've done everything but measure. He's like, listen, I wanted to catch you at your biggest and your littlest. I want to, I'm thorough. I need,
Yeah, just for everything.
Yeah. Well, then she mentioned like an vibrator and stuff. But there was one of the things on there, I forgot what it was. It actually mentioned that it could track, and apologies for the gross if you're grossed out by this kind of thing, but you could track the mucus level of the vagina.
I saw that.
And, so she's like, how exactly is it going to, can you do that? And I was like, well, what you don't know is the iVibe is also a swab.
Yes.
It's a very useful tool.
Much like Bryce, we check it with our mouth.
Very thorough. Very thorough. Ladies. Anyway, yeah, it was just, I wish I would have copied our conversation. I could scroll back, but it'd take me forever because we talked for hours.
It sounds like a fantastic conversation.
Oh, it was great. Yeah, and that's why after a while, her and I got to talking, and I'm like, I'm going to have to talk about this on the show because I'm like, I know Tony and I are going to enjoy some of this. But it was just so funny because, the good benefits of this is the more steps like this we take, there's privacy issues, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Adding different people's names and then your sex history, and something gets hacked. There could be Ashley Madison type situations, but
right.
But on the long run, it seems like we're getting closer and closer to where you actually would have kind of your medical history on your phone, to where you could easily give it to a doctor. Not your phone, but you could easily give the information to a doctor.
So you can make a medical ID.
Yes.
So if in an emergency, they have all your shit.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, to where you could literally just boom and hit basically text your history to if you had to go into a hospital or whatever, or it's there's some really good, like, it's stepping toward the right way there. But like I said, there are some people that are worried about the privacy of it, which I totally understand, because I'm not a big fan of just here's all my information type stuff, but
yeah. Well, like, I know just because from using it that the like, if you use MyFitnessPal,
yeah,
if you allow it to, it'll write into the health app, like, your vitamin intakes, your calorie intakes, your fat intakes. It'll keep track of all that for you within the health app too.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's
like, there was about a week where I'm like, how many calories am I eating?
Yeah.
So I busted out MyFitnessPal again.
Right.
And I was kind of surprised that it did all that.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's damn it, I'm scrolling as we're listening here. Sorry.
Scroll.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't find. I think we covered most of the stuff, but she also said she wonders if a guy wears an Apple Watch while masturbating, if it'll track the average wrist speed.
I heard a podcast where
that'd be awesome.
There was some sort of, like, wank thing.
Yeah.
The fuck was that? Wank.
I totally see this happening.
Like a charger or something?
Yeah. That would make sense.
Band. It's a wearable kinetic charger.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. So you could be beating off and charging your phone at the same time?
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
How long's the cord? Because I'm not sure I want the cord anywhere near my balls.
I'm opening the website as we speak.
While it's nice and hot from charging. Well, then again, maybe I do. I mean, I don't really want kids, so just nuke them.
It basically looks like a wristwatch.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And you just have to plug in your device to it to transfer the power.
Huh.
Because it just uses the the up and down motions.
Wow.
To generate energy.
Wow.
I guess if you're
there you go, right?
Like you're out in the middle of the woods and your phone dies. Like, quick, find me a tree that has a knot hole, looks like a vagina.
It doesn't even have to look that much like one. This is an emergency. Actually, I prefer ones that don't. Like, well, what?
Like, what?
Uh-huh. Yeah, when we were talking about, like, the mucus level and whatnot, one of my comments to her was, because you're picturing you using this thing as a vibrator. And right. I'm like, I know you're trying to have an orgasm, and I'm going to let you finish, but you should see a doctor about your cervical mucus quality. Oh, man. And she put, I feel that I should inform you that if, according to cervical mucus quality and basal body temp, you are ovulating. Your mother has texted 16 times this year already about finally giving her grandkids. Maybe you should put me down and find a fertile man. That slutty dress you took those selfies in would be perfect to wear to the bar. And then I'm like, right, and then it's going to start mining, like, all of your selfies for, like, the amount of likes, and then cross-reference that with the guys who are single and provide you, like, the best alternatives for having a kid.
Like, a series like, I think you should go with, I don't know, I just dropped the ball on the name.
Right, that's fine. But then, we got into talking about what manthers are, so.
The manther.
So, yeah, that was pretty much it. But yeah, it's like I said, it's an interesting thing. But when she first told me that it was, you can track sex stuff with it, I was like, what?
Yeah, reproductive health.
Yeah, it's not quite as seedy as it could be, but
yeah, it's not like they're like, how many gallons of load have you produced this year?
Oh man, they should though. I mean, maybe you need to know that. Of course, you probably have to measure 1 or 2 times to give them an accurate reading. So,
Oh, yeah. Well, every time if you want it for the whole year.
Well, that's true.
There's an attachment. You just fuck your phone.
Oh, okay. I was thinking, like, when you said each time, I'm picturing someone that has a partner. And I'm kind of going, you picture people are like, boy, I don't want to take a minute to put a condom on. It's like, hold on, I have to shoot into this before I throw it on your back,
Well, it's like this. With the new iPhone 6 and 6S.
The S is for sexy.
The S is for sexy. It's got that tactile 3D sense screen, right?
Oh, yeah, right. Right onto the...
You just weigh your balls on it first, and then you weigh them on there afterwards. And
Perfect.
It detects the difference.
Yeah, that makes total sense, right?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Naturally.
Obviously.
Science.
I don't know why I hadn't thought of that already.
Damn it, where's our soundboard? Yeah, science.
I know, right? Oh, man. That's, yeah, so, enjoy that. I feel like I want to put mucus in the title of this episode.
Mucus, huh?
Yeah. But I don't know what. We'll come back to it. Stupid weighing your balls on your iPhone. Siri, weigh my balls.
Hey, bitch.
Your balls weigh. Wow, that was a big load. Like, whoa. This thing's getting too personal.
Congratulations. You really put some ropes on her.
Yeah. Congratulations. If she's fertile, boom, she's pregnant. Oh, man. You'd, like, just nut right on the screen, and it can tell you, whether your swimmers are good or not, because it can measure how fast they move via the
facing camera reads them.
Yeah, the accelerometer or whatever in the thing. Like, huh. Oh, man.
Who knew?
That's no. We should probably stop talking about this.
Well, I'll shift gears completely. You hear about Nick Diaz?
Yeah, 5 years for
suspended 5 years for the marijuana, the hippie lettuce, a left-hander. What?
A left-hander.
That's like legal in half the country now.
I know. I don't know.
And I hear say, because I listened to the Joe Rogan Experience, that jiu-jitsu guys tend to like to get a little baked and then do jiu-jitsu, because apparently it's just better.
That sounds really odd.
I know. That's yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, suspended 5 years. That is insane.
I could see like a few months. This is also not his first go round.
Well, yeah, true, but I mean, it's not exactly a performance enhancing drug.
Not that I'm aware of.
Not that I'm aware of either.
If there is something it could do,
I guess it can reduce inflammation and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was going to say it could kind of be a pain reducer. So there's that, but I don't know, man. I don't know.
I mean, 5 years, really, Dana White?
Yeah.
Right
well,
now,
no, that's not even Dana.
Blow off a hooker's ass.
That's not Dana White's doing, though.
Oh, that's true. It's the commission.
Yeah, it's the commission in Vegas. They have no power over them, so it's...
Really, commission? I know right now they're all doing bumps of blow off a hooker's ass.
Yeah, but nose candy's a little different,
That's true. It's a gentleman's drug.
Right. You just get out your... I can't think of what it was. They used to have the rings with the Coke in them, so they could just... basically get a bump off their fingernail real quick or something.
With a little platinum spoon around their neck.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just when I read that, I couldn't believe that they gave him 5 years.
Yeah, if they would have been like, "Hey, suspended for 6 months" or something, I would have been like, "What?"
Hold on a second.
All right.
Hey, honey. I'm just going to let you know you're on speakerphone and on the podcast.
You gotta be kidding me.
I wish I was, but I'm not.
Why are you still recording?
Because we had a blast with S. Anthony Thomas.
Well, I forgot you had him.
How could you? He's a legend.
Yeah. It's raining and I'm exhausted and I'd like to talk to you. But it's like, so let us be on your podcast.
Well, you are talking to me and Bryan.
Yeah.
You can't hear him,
Brian.
though. Yeah, she can't hear me.
I'm not talking to Brian. He can hear me.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just...
All right.
What?
That is not helpful at all.
That was hilarious.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, 5 years for weed.
Yeah, if it was like 6 months or something, even then I'd be like, that seems extraordinary, extravagant, but but man, 5 years that's taking a career away from somebody for weed.
Yeah, especially in fighting.
Yeah, and he's not old, but he's also not like 20. Yeah,
he's not. Yeah, he's
I think
not,
he's like
not
what
fresh fate.
I was gonna say. He's nearly 30, I think, or something, 28 or somewhere in that range. I don't remember, but yeah, that's I don't know.
I mean, it just got decriminalized in Toledo. I read that.
Yeah,
and I know in a few months Ohio's voting for recreational.
Right.
It's like it's not. It's only a matter of time before it just becomes whatever.
I know, it's really funny to me when Vegas, like something that's in Vegas. I know this isn't the city of Vegas cracking down. It's just that commission. But it's just humorous to me that something in Vegas like weed gets cracked down on.
Yeah, it'd be like Sauron in Mordor cracking down on something.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we're not having pink baskets anymore. Fuck you. Like, what? This is Mordor.
Pink baskets. Yeah. That was such a perfect analogy.
Sends out the ring wraiths and kills everyone with pink baskets. Like, this seems extreme.
Yeah. He's like, damn right it is. Extreme. Like, X-Treme, extreme,
That's
of
right.
course.
The ring wraiths got rid of their black horses, they're all on skateboards.
Well, obviously. They're not wearing like big robes anymore. They're just Janko jeans.
Exactly.
Big loose hoodies, because you got to have the hood, obviously. So,
Oh my God! It's the late '90s, early 2000s Lord of the Rings.
Extreme Wraiths.
Oh shit!
Oh man,
that is hilarious.
Yeah, this is pretty ridiculous. I saw Ronda Rousey kind of spouted off about it, about how ridiculous it was, and I was like, any of the fighters can come out and say what they want, but at this point, it's like, look, in fairness here, it's like even, it just goes like to any sport. Even if you think a rule is stupid, until it's changed, that's the rule.
That is the rule.
I mean, if you're going to fight and you want to keep fighting, I mean, he's been suspended for this a few times now, and that's probably why he got the hammer dropped.
They're like, hey, bitch.
Yeah.
Well, actually, didn't call him bitch because, he could just wait by their cars.
Right, yeah. Yeah, because, I mean, if they take away, like, if they just go, oh, you can't fight for 6 months, it's like, okay, fine. Schedule his fight 7 months from now, and during that 6 months, he just does his training.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, whatever.
5 years just seems crazy.
Yeah, it's similar to, like, suspending a pitcher for, like, pitchers get suspended, and they're like, oh, you're suspended for 10 games, and it sounds crazy, but the pitcher only would have pitched in 2 of those games,
right.
So it's, But with him,
for
this
him
is
to
different.
like make his money now, he's going to have to go overseas.
Yeah.
Or
now that's in Vegas. Now I don't, which just means he can't fight there, which is where most of their fights are. I don't know if is he okay to be to fight in other states, or like when they fight in Brazil or whatever, because if so, then you utilize them in those areas, I guess. If they do,
I am not 100% sure about.
Because I'm sure Dana White's getting tired of it too, because he's had his go-rounds with the Diaz brothers, so.
Well, yeah, for sure.
Because they're both insanely talented, but they just, I don't know, they can't seem to keep their left hands clean.
They must have wank bands.
I'm writing wank bands down. Might be the name of the show. Just saying. Yeah, I don't know. Stupid people.
Stupid people is right.
Throwing away opportunities.
Yeah, right. I know. I'm
But
trying to find out if he could fight anywhere else.
Right. But
it looks like he could probably fight other places because I just Googled it.
Okay.
And it says other fighters are refusing to fight in Nevada just to kind of like stand with him.
Oh, I get you. Okay. That's really dumb on their part.
It must be just a Nevada thing.
Yeah. It's great that they want to do that, but that's really dumb on their part.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, listen, you take your paydays while they're there. You don't. This isn't a sport. Like, don't get me wrong. There's other places you can go and fight if you aren't with UFC. But how many times are you going to tell Dana White no? You know, and still get fights. At some point he's going to be like, okay, fine. Guess you don't want money.
Yeah, I thought we all liked money here.
Yeah.
You must not.
I guess not. Yeah, like pretty sure that's the only rule for working here. Well, the other one, stay out of trouble and enjoy money. That's pretty much all it takes to work here. And
yeah,
right out of the gate, you're 50% on the wrong side.
And get that ass.
Well, that's the secret rule, you know.
That is a secret rule.
Yeah, that's where, you know, the secret handshake, and then you both say, get that ass.
Secret door opens up.
Is that an anal reference? I don't.
Yeah.
Like, awesome. Kids these days.
Indeed.
Kids in their non-tobacco cigarettes.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Yeah, nothing.
Exactly.
So, all right, well. You got anything else?
No, not really. Not off. I might think of something random, but off the top of my head.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So,
Fear the Walking Dead episode 3. Did you watch that?
I have not watched that yet.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah. I actually, well, they took that week off for Labor Day, and
Right.
then I forgot about it because, hey, let's show 2 episodes, then we're taking a week off. It's like, what is this, Bitch Planet, the TV show?
Yeah. yes, it is.
You know what? Let me rant about that for a second.
All right.
So,
I will let you.
Bitch Planet number 5 came out last week. Okay. That book launched in, was it December of last year? This is now September as of issue 5. Okay?
Right. Mm-hmm. Right on target.
That is 9 months, and 5 issues have come out of that book.
Perfect. Wait.
And now...
It's almost on a bi-monthly schedule.
Yeah, it pretty much is. One of those issues was a standalone. So really 4 issues of the story have happened. Well, the 5th issue came out, and then at the back of it, it's like, you know, finally we got this issue to you, and derp-a-dur, and then it's like, oh, and next month the trade comes out, and then issues, and it's like, yeah,
You're losing interest.
I already was, because it took them, 3 months, I think, to get issue 5 out, and it's like, you know, when I know you have to put the trade out, because that's, you know, 4 or 5 issues in the trade. That's how the industry works. I get that.
Right.
But man, I don't know. It just feels like I can't fathom, because I guess I'm not close enough to it, what could take you 3 months to get a book right to get it out. And and it doesn't matter what the book is, whether it's Bitch Planet or something. Like, Jonathan Hickman's writing a book called The Dying and the Dead. And the first 2 issues came out, like, you know, 1 month, next month. Then the 3rd issue, it was months between the issues. And I'm like, it came out, and I'm like, I don't even remember what happened. I had to go back and reread the first 2 because I had no clue what was going on.
Right.
You know, and it's like, don't get me wrong, it's okay to do that, but I read a lot of books. I kind of don't want to have to go back and reread books just so I can understand it. You know, it's like,
that makes sense.
I don't know. I know it's just bitching, but it's always been there, you know, but it's just, I don't know. It just...
Either that or you just say piss on it, you just wait for trades.
See, that's actually what I was getting at. And remember now when we talked with Ryan Brown on The Enthusiast, how he was like, you know, the initial sales, you know, get us money quicker than, you know, the trade money comes later. And it's like, see, that's the problem is I want to help, you know, you want to tell people, hey, go buy this issue. But honestly, if someone were like, hey, what do you think of Bitch Planet? The first thing I would say to them probably is wait until the trades.
Yeah, shit don't come out too frequent, yo.
Right? I mean,
you try to say it exactly like that.
Yeah, pretty much. Because, well, look at this. If you waited till the 5th issue came out, it came out this month. Next month, the trade with all 5 issues comes out.
Right.
So, unless they pick up their game, there's no reason not to wait. And it's through Image, which means it's going to be $10 for that first trade versus $3.99 or whatever per issue. You know, there's a lot of that stuff that works into it, and I don't know. I don't think the book's that great either. I think it's good, but I don't think it's great. So
not that great that they have to stretch it out like that.
Yeah, I think they're making bad decisions, and I really do. I hope they straighten it out, because I hate to see a book just die because they can't get it out on time. You know,
right? That
always sucks. We've seen that. God, we've seen that so many times over the years. You know, so
yeah, for sure.
But yeah. Anyway, that's enough of that. I don't want to rant too much longer on that.
Fair enough.
What I was going to mention is, and it's funny how this keeps popping back up. there's a rumor going around now that Marvel's considering bringing Moon Knight, Punisher, Deathlok, and Spider-Woman shows to Netflix. Which, 3 of those sound awesome. Deathlok, I don't know about Deathlok. Deathlok was always a hard book to sell. On the upside, it's action-based. Each episode or every couple episodes could be like a new target that he goes after. I don't know. I think the Punisher...
Would make that show better, Brian?
What's that?
If it was Deathlock.
Well, they already had a show, though.
Oh, yeah.
Spider-Woman, I think, could be a really good show. Moon Knight could be a really neat show. And obviously, you know, we both know we're both on board if there's a Punisher show.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, it's if, but I don't think it's if.
I don't think it's if.
There's a pretty good chance it's going to happen. I think that one's the most likely to happen of the 4. But Spider-Woman could be a really good one, too.
Yeah.
Because she's a good character.
Moon Knight could be cool, because Moon Knight's a pretty cool character. Just no one has any idea what a Moon Knight is.
Right? It's the same thing they're going to run into with Jessica Jones. Is no one's going to have a clue. Probably, what do you call it? Like the Heroes for Hire kind of show, too.
They're more mainline than Jessica Jones is or Moon Knight, though.
Yeah. Because most people are just like, oh, Moon Knight. But there's been some good runs on it.
It's just all they have to do is ride that Marvel wave. It seems like right now when people see Marvel Entertainment, they're like, "Fuck, I'll watch it."
Well, and I'll say this too. I mean, right now we only have one show that we've consumed of theirs, but if they keep, I honestly think with the TV shows, it's like take the characters that you want to be a little grittier with, make those the Netflix shows. All the ones that are the bubblegum popcorn movies, make movies of.
Right.
Because they'll sell, they'll sell better. Whereas Netflix, I keep picture, they go, here's Moon Knight, here's the character, we're making a movie. I think a lot of people would receive it similarly to like Ant-Man, to where they're like, I don't know anything about this guy. I don't know. It's, Guardians of the Galaxy was lightning in a bottle.
Yes.
I doubt they're going to capture that again. Because the cast was great. Everything just came into place for that one.
Right.
So
I kind of think they are going to go to more gritty because they're just the characters they have lined up for potential Netflix shows are all gritty characters,
right? And like these ones here all fit that too. Well, maybe not. They could with Spider-Woman. Spider-Woman's not necessarily a grittier character, but they could certainly make it
right for sure.
Excuse me, a little grittier.
It's just I would think that that's probably what that's probably what they're doing.
Yeah. I hope
just maybe testing the waters for more gritty type stuff.
Right. Yeah, I hope so. Because, like I said, the only other thing you gotta be careful of is it's like, look, we've only had one TV show from them. There's still 3 more that are going to be coming out. Yeah. Let's not pile on just yet. Let's see a few of them and see how they turn out. Because Jessica Jones is going to be a tough one
evil
too.
Rat money behind them.
Right. They certainly do. Well, yeah, and Netflix's game because, look how many people were like, Daredevil. So.
Well, it seems like half the time this is like, Netflix exclusive show. People are like, oh my God, I just binge watched, I don't know.
Take your pick.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The Attack on the Pink Baskets, the Xtreme Ring Rape show. And it was amazing.
Awesome. It's the best show I've watched this week, easily.
Yeah.
Easily. Yeah. Yeah, so, as long as you got parties that are game and they're willing to, do the work, I love the fact that the characters are, that they're acknowledging that there's this, like with Daredevil, they acknowledge that there's a darker area in the universe that this character can exist. You know, I love that because that opens it up to, because a lot of these characters, when they make toys for kids, they avoid any character, they made these characters super cartoony, Spider-Man and Friends, right?
Right.
Super, like I said, just cartoony, aimed at really little kids. And they had a prototype or a sketch or whatever of Ghost Rider that they were going to make. And it looked awesome. And the Daredevil looked cool, but they didn't make them because one is a flaming ghost head and the other has devil in the title. Right. So parents are, And I was like, there's a lot of people that collect toys that aren't little kids and parents. There's other people that would be like
most people.
And I was always like, why not maybe make con exclusives out of those figures or something, But they avoid that in a lot of the toys because they don't want, they're afraid parents groups will react negatively to it,
which is insane-o.
Right. And it's like, there is an adult market to this stuff too.
Mhm.
And I don't mean like adult market.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I heard you need some saving in Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the theme song right there. So here's one good thing in comics before we get to something that's a little more of a dumb thing. But it was announced today that Bill Finger is to receive credit on Gotham and Batman versus Superman on, basically. He was a writer and a co-creator of Batman. But he's never been credited with it. He's always, it's always been Bob Kane getting all the credit for Batman.
Right.
And, it's pretty awesome that it's taken forever. So it sucks that it's taken too long, because I believe he's dead now, I think.
Of course he is.
Yeah.
Well, not that he's dead.
Yeah. But they're going to finally start acknowledging him as a co-creator. Which is it's similar to like the Jack Kirby stuff that Marvel went through,
right?
Where it's like it's about damn time. Like Stan Lee didn't create everything. Bob Kane wasn't the only person working on Batman. He didn't write and draw it. You know what I mean? So I love, like, if you look at most comics now, like especially the independent ones and such, they a lot of times they will say created by, and it has the creative team under. Well, it at least has the artist and the writer. It doesn't usually show like the colorist or the letterers, but
right, because fuck those guys.
Yeah, apparently. Basically, it's I think it's because like the artist does the concept work, the writer,
right.
So at least it's closer to where it should be.
Yeah, exactly. Let's not fed you this.
Right. Exactly. And now, the meat of this bullshit. The article I had you read just before we started, actually, was Alex DeCampi, who's a comic book writer, and there was a book that got canceled, but DC just canceled a bunch of books. Like, I forgot, was it 10 or 12 or something like that?
Right.
And a lot of them are from that DCU initiative stuff, like the where they were taking a little more chances and such. And one of them, I was just telling Tony, actually, it was Omega Men, which I really liked, and they announced today that one's actually uncanceled now and going to get the full 12 issues it was supposed to get. But anyway, she had where is it? Sorry, there's a book called it's Sensation Comics that has Wonder Woman in it and such. I haven't read the book, so I don't really know a whole lot about that book. But she issued a statement on her Tumblr that I'm basically going to have to read to really kind of, It's Sensations edited in a special project / digital office, an office which is sadly underutilized in the internal turf wars of DC, and faces shutdown / restructuring as a senior male staff member finds it unnecessary, despite the plaudits of its books, including Sensation, have achieved. The main Wonder Woman comic is part of the Superman office. Now, the Superman office allegedly employs no women, and a cursory glance over the mastheads of several Superman titles and Wonder Woman seems to confirm that allegation. The reason I've been told by several people who work or used to work at DC is because one of the most senior editors is a sexual harasser with multiple incidents in his HR file. I don't use alleged here because at least one incident, grabbing a woman's breasts, happened publicly at a corporate social gathering with multiple witnesses.
Wait, was it consensual?
I'm going to guess it wasn't.
Damn it.
This wasn't a beer fest we're talking about here.
Okay.
There was also something about sticking his tongue down an artist's girlfriend's throat when the artist was in the bathroom, which that part to me sounds just violent. Like, how aggressive is that?
Maybe she was choking. I got a clear airway.
Yeah, I don't think so. Again, public gathering. It's not known this to Alex. To me, whether the No Chicks in Soup's office diktat is the preference of the harasser, or whether it's the HR department crossing its fingers and hoping to Jesus they don't get hit with a liability lawsuit so big it's visible from space. This guy was kept in the move to Burbank despite his record, allegedly because he has blackmail on one of DC's most senior staff members. Now, I'm going to stop there. There's more to this, but I'm going to stop there.
A ton of it.
I'm going to stop there because how much does this guy have to, I mean, because in most jobs, if you did one of those two things in a public setting representing the company, you'd be gone.
Yeah, you'd be Dunsky.
No question, because they wouldn't want to take a chance at a lawsuit.
Right.
How high up? This guy must be seriously like senior staff. You know?
He must be up there and have all kinds of good time information.
Well, no, I'm meaning the person he has blackmail on must be like near the top.
Right.
Because for him to not get fired. And the other thing is, plus that person's got to have enough power to protect themselves as well as him. Because, you know, picture if you're like tier 2 person or whatever.
Right.
You know, if you're a tier 2 person, you can't, you know, somebody above you would probably go, hey, what the hell, and fire you, you know? So it's, that seems like a lot of power to have. And really, if this kind of stuff is true, I mean, man, what an environment, you know, that's got to suck. So, anyway, there's more to this. I don't really. Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not going to get too far into this, but, you know, you can read this. We'll have the link available.
And where will we have it, Brian?
On saltylanguage.com.
Damn straight.
Yep. But she's, you know, she's not one to mince words. Like, she'll go after people and not fear this. But realistically, I mean, by saying this stuff, she's putting herself out there potentially to be blacklisted by DC.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, which is a big deal, you know, to potentially isolate yourself from one of the biggest, you know, and from for the longest time, DC was, you know, one of the paid better than the others. So, you know.
Well, until they, you know, ran out of money, basically.
Yeah. But, you know, I was talking with...
Oh, shit, $2 million short? Damn it.
Yeah. Let's start harassing everybody. No,
yeah, time to start grabbing titties. It's mayhem here at DC.
Oddly enough, all the women quit. I don't get it. I saved us the $2 million, though.
We're $2 million short. There's barrel fires and titty grabbing.
Yeah, barrel fires and titty grabbing. I really want to name the show that. I was talking with Fluffy Bunny Ash the other night about this too, and you know, I made the analogy that, you know, we were talking about women in comics and stuff, and this is kind of more of what I wanted to talk about with this, was how it's always frustrated me about how, like, I remember, I told her the story, I remember going into a shop one time, and we were in, like, I forgot where we were at. We were on the road somewhere. And
was it Portland?
No, it wasn't Portland. It wasn't the one
where a woman allegedly worked?
No, it wasn't that one.
Okay.
But when I was in there, I'm looking at the new releases, you know, and somebody came in with their kid. They had their daughter with them, and they were like, hey, where are the girl comics? And the shop owner pointed to a section, and it was basically all the, you know, Barbie, My Little Pony type books.
It's just erotica.
Yeah.
No, not that kind of girl.
No, yeah. But anyways, it was all that, like, pandering stuff. Now, that's fine. If you're a female and you like that stuff, that's great. If you're a guy and you like that stuff, that's weird, but no, I'm kidding. It's fine, too.
Yeah.
And I asked the owner, I was like, why when someone comes in, like, why are you condescending to the females? Like, that's the only place in the shop that they can feel comfortable looking at comics, essentially, in the girls section? It was like, I remember one time when we had a shop, that a guy came in with his daughter and said, where are your girl comics? And I just, like, waved my arm across the shop, basically, and was like...
You mean comics?
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, everything in here except the erotica is fine for her, so...
Is that when you were wearing your cape, so you had that dramatic flourish?
Well, of course. Like, you have to ask. I'm wearing it now just for that effect.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. That's the only reason I put it on.
A bunch of bats fly out of it.
Right. But, you know, that's kind of how I always looked at it. It was like, because I remember when we worked at Collectors World, and do you remember there was like one female customer, and she bought Wonder Woman, and I forgot, there was some other title that I want to say it was Catwoman or something. Man, maybe it wasn't Catwoman, but it was another comic that had a female lead, and that was all she bought. And one day I was like, how come you don't try anything else? You know, and she was like, there's nothing out there I identify with. And I was like,
Right.
touche.
Like, fair enough.
Fair enough. Now, granted, now there's a lot more stuff. There's a lot more female-centered characters. Female-centered books. But the writing on a lot of these is still by guys.
Right.
And a lot of the guys writing them are writing them like they're big-titted bimbos instead of, you know...
What was the book we were going to have Doc Thirst write on Graphic Novice?
I don't remember.
God damn it, me neither. It's like Cindy and her stripper pails or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was either.
Fucking ain't right. Yeah, you know, it's just kind of like, and I was telling Ash, I was like, because she's like, you know, these companies have come a long way. And I was like, you know, that's true, they have. I was like, kind of the way I see the breakdown of the big three right now is that DC feels like the crusty old white guy of the big three.
Right.
You know, especially with this harassment stuff. Marvel sounds like the company that went and got some hair dye and hip clothes. Like,
yeah,
they seem cool, but at the same time, it's like, we'll see. Like, you know, give them a little time. But it seems like they're going the right way a little bit, like with diversity and such. And I was like, Image is like the Dos Equis man. Everything's cool. It's all cool, baby. Whatever you want to do here, we're good.
It's all good, man.
It's all good. Yeah, so... But yeah, I don't know. I just... This with DC, it's like, this is just... It's ridiculous that can exist and continue because a guy has blackmail on somebody else. Like,
yeah, exactly.
It just, like I said, it just makes you wonder, like, who's above that person, because if there is anyone above them, and by above them, it's like DC's owned by Warner Brothers.
Right.
You know, so there's clearly another tier from DC. There's still going to probably be a Warner Brothers executive that oversees DC. And
Steve Warner.
Right, Steve Warner. So Steve Warner should be like, hey, what's going on over here? Because this looks bad for the company.
He's like, hey, brother Kurt, when you're not playing football or commenting on football, help me make this decision.
He's like, I would, but my head's all cloudy from the concussions.
Yeah, boy, is it.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
You know, okay. That's the part I can't understand, though, is it's like, it seems like there would be someone higher up that's not double checking on this. Like, as soon as something like this comes out, somebody in the HR area or something should be scouring and making sure that this is not true. Because if it is true, that person should be jettisoned with the quickness.
Yes, exactly.
Like, yeah. Like, here.
Put in a phantom zone.
Exactly.
Yes.
So, all right, there's that. There's my Stu's Soapbox of the Week.
Is that a new segment?
No, I'm sorry. Stu's Soaps Box of the Week, or Soaps Boxes. I can't remember how I said it that one time. I think it was Soaps Box.
I think it was Soaps Box.
Yeah. Stu's Soaps Box.
That should be our new segment.
Yeah.
Either that or, here's some hearty stew for your brain.
That sounds a little more erotic. I like it.
I'm in. Oh, you like some carrots in your stew? For beta carotene and eyesight and stuff.
How about these potatoes, baby?
Oh, yeah. Oh, here comes the gravy. It's just getting disturbing.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah, it's true.
So here's something I found really interesting.
Yes.
All right, so do you know who the basketball player named James Harden is?
The name is vaguely familiar.
Okay. He's known for, he's got like a ridiculously long beard, and, he's kind of known for that, and he's a really good player. The other day, there were pictures taken, like I'm going to read right from ESPN. A couple days after new Adidas spokesman James Harden was spotted wearing Air Jordans owned by competitor Nike, the president of Adidas North America said Harden's days wearing the Jumpman are numbered. asked whether Harden will have to stop wearing his Air Jordan collection in public when the deal officially commences October 1st. Adidas' Mark King said that's part of the deal.
Okay.
Which is interesting because I haven't really heard... I've heard in the past of guys that broke, like a guy that's signed under Nike and they catch him out wearing Adidas, and I've heard of guys, losing their contracts kind of a thing. But I don't remember ever hearing about one that was specified that you're not allowed to wear. Now, it makes sense, because...
it makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah, because I'm sure the money they're paying him is a disgusting amount of money. And, hey, we want our shoe to be... we want the kids that look up to James Harden to go, I have to have his Adidas shoe. Not, he's rocking the Jordans, I have to get those.
I'm sure James Harden's making ridiculous money on this contract.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. It doesn't specify. Oh, there it is. Harden left Nike last month to sign a 13-year, $200 million deal with Adidas.
Okay, so there you go.
Which, by the way, is beyond ridiculous because, first of all, I don't know that he'll be playing 13 years from now.
Well, I could sign a 20-year, $10 million deal with, Pete's boat shoes full of broken glass. And that's all I was allowed to wear.
Now, I'm going to stop you right there. You maybe should mention to him that his name is a little clunky.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
But I would wear his boat shoes full of broken glass.
Right.
For way less than that.
And now, by Pete's shoes, you don't mean Pete manufactures shoes. You mean they're actually his shoes with broken glass in them.
They're actually his stank-ass shoes.
Right, because he's just...
full of broken glass.
He's just really a sadistic millionaire. Or billionaire, yeah. I am totally with you. Now, I haven't heard... Harden hasn't, come out and said, no chance or anything like that. It's just they're bringing him in because he's a guy who... he's seen in public a lot, and he's been seen in public wearing Air Jordan stuff, Jumpman brand head to toe, and they want to, further their brand of casual gear as well. So, like you said, and for the money, it's like, listen, at $200 million, if they're like, yeah, maybe don't wear the competitor stuff, I'm pretty sure he's like, yeah, that makes sense. But at the same time, it's got to kind of suck because, if you're I wear Jordans because that's the standard. I guess you shouldn't have signed the deal if that's a problem.
Well,
but
I'm going to put this out to James Harden right now because I know he's listening.
Right, as always.
Of course.
Yeah, big fan.
That I am willing to take a job to be part of his staff.
Okay.
Right? So when he gets up in the morning, he goes to leave the house, and he can pay me like $50,000 a month. It's nothing.
Right.
In his world. My whole job is when he gets up and he's going to leave the house, I look at his feet. If he's got anything but Diaz on, I just slap him in the face.
He may not like the slap in the face part.
Well, that's why he's got to wear Adidas.
You're right. Yeah. Tough love. That's what it is.
Yeah. So I'm putting that out to him. I'm ready to be hired.
Right. That's fair.
Hit me up. I'm at Monotony on Twitter.
I like this idea a lot.
Yeah.
You just picture, like TMZ Sports or whatever running a thing on it. Like, have you guys heard about James Harden's new business associate? Like, he slaps him in the face if he's wearing anything but his new Adidas whatever shoes.
He gets out of the bathtub. He's got slippers on. Slap.
Yeah. Those aren't Adidas. I'm like, it's like, you're right. You slide him some Adidas slippers. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Step it up.
Yep. It's like, man, they're paying you $200 million. Yeah, like I said, it's not like, Harden hasn't been like, I ain't wearing he's not rebuking or anything like that, or trying to get out of the deal now because he's like, oh crap, I didn't realize I wasn't going to be able to wear my Jordans. But it does kind of make you wonder if he's got like a large collection of Jordans. Does he hang on to them so they're vintage later once his 13-year contract is up? Or because I'm going to be honest with you, I'm all about the optimism, as anyone who knows me knows. But
naturally,
I'm pretty sure 13 years from now, we're not going to go, that was a smart move. Adidas overtook the Jordan brand.
Yeah.
Not going to happen. Jordan hasn't played in like 100 years, and his brand is still the brand. Other guys have shoes released under the Jordan brand. Like Chris Paul, who was one of the biggest players, stars in the league. His shoes were released under the Jumpman brand.
Okay,
You know.
I just did some quick math over here with my fancy iPhone.
Okay.
He is making he should staple Adidas to his feet because he's making about $29 a minute for the next 13 years just because of that.
Yeah, just to be seen, like not even his basketball contract, like just to wear Adidas brand gear, which I'm sure is provided for him. I'm sure he doesn't have to buy any of it, so he keeps all of that 29. Well, tax and such, but
I'm gonna double check here, just make sure. Boom, by boom. I didn't account for leap years, but whatever.
Oh well, man. Well, I'm disappointed you didn't figure out in the next 13 years how many of them are leap years and deducted the appropriate monies, or added additional. It's all right. We'll let it go this time.
Yeah, it's all right. Shit happens.
I guess, yeah. But they made a comment that, or the guy made a comment that like football players don't have to adhere to this because football players don't have a walk around shoe. He says, which I don't understand how that's the truth when I see football players in athletic gear all the time. Like you see football players out doing whatever, and they're wearing Jordans or something. So. And it's like, Nike has the deal with the NFL, and each player can have their own stuff. So it's like, really, you could make a similar argument. I just don't think people care as much about what shoe a football player is wearing versus what shoe a basketball player is wearing. Basketball shoes sell because of the shoes a lot of times. Football, it's like, whatever.
I mean, what a douche.
Well, no, like I said, he's not fighting it at all.
It's just man.
Yeah, I mean, hey, get your paper, son. That's a crazy deal, though. I don't know what LeBron's deal with Nike is, but I really kind of want to.
It's ridiculous.
Well, yeah, but it's like it seems like maybe not, but it seems like LeBron's deal should be worth more than Harden's deal is. But I don't know. I know Jordan makes disgusting money off of Nike every year, but. I forgot what it is. He makes more in a year from Nike than he ever made playing basketball.
Which is mind-blowing.
Yeah, and I mean now he makes that much money a year off of Nike because that's, if you took the Air Jordan brand away from Nike, I can't imagine how much of their sales would go.
Right.
What
the fuck?
Huh.
What the hell?
I don't know.
I have a pop-up playing in my ear. You probably can't hear it.
Oh, no, I can't. That's why when you're like, what the hell? I was like, I don't know. I don't hear anything.
I hate pop-up videos.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
That is the worst shit ever.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess starvation and stuff is pretty bad.
AIDS is pretty terrible, but...
Yeah. Well, it's getting better.
Yeah, look at Magic Johnson, right?
He's doing good.
HIV, not AIDS. Don't yell at your... device. I know. HIV, not AIDS. Settle down. All right. That's enough soapbox and silliness. You got anything else, or do you want to go into football picks?
I'll probably go into football picks. I don't know. I'm pretty much spent.
Yeah. We're pretty much...
My talk box has been talked out.
Yeah, right? We got this in the Q of the W is still coming.
Oh, yeah.
So, real quick, last week, Tony and I was, in the middle of the pack, I think, in our league, and, I don't remember. Where were you at? I don't remember. I don't have that part up.
I was about midway.
Okay. So, yeah, it was I would have been better if for some reason I didn't, have a stroke and pick against the Patriots the way I did. I'm still not sure how I did that. I was the only one, I think, in our league that did that, too. I think everybody else picked the right way. So again, we're not going to do all the games. We're just going to kind of preview the Sunday night and whatnot games. We can't do this past Thursday because it's already happened.
And boy, we shit the bed.
And we both missed on it, so we can tell you that. Where's the late Sunday game?
The Seattle Seahawks at Green Bay Packers.
Oh yeah, there it is, isn't it?
Packers are giving up 3.5 points.
Yeah. Yep. Which, again, if you don't know, we're picking against the spread in our league. So, if you were to say, I think Green Bay will win this game, they have to win by at least 4 points against the number one defense in the league last year.
Yes.
not the same defense because no team's the same year to year. But
they are in the not quite frozen fields of Lambeau.
Yeah, I was just gonna say they are playing at Lambeau Field, and if we were to go with Seattle, they have to win, tie, or lose by no more than 3. And I've got more faith in Green Bay's offense than I do, and Green Bay is gonna be looking for revenge from the NFC Championship game last year, because they, for all intents and purposes, probably should have won that game. So now they're down Jordy Nelson, which does suck, but hey, they still have Aaron Rodgers as long as he's standing up, and no Cam Chancellor for Seattle again. So
right,
I picked Green Bay on this one. I took them.
I also picked the Pack as much as it pained me.
I know, right? Yeah. So I was wondering if you were going to do that this year because of us going with because I remember last year you were like, I will not pick the Packers.
Like, fuck you, Packers,
all season.
Fuck you.
All right, so that one's unanimous. Monday night is the New York Jets at the Indianapolis Chinbeards. The Colts. And it's the Colts minus 6.5, which means that if we pick the Colts, they must win by at least 7 points.
Right.
And I'm picking the Colts.
I am also picking the Colts. I
think the Jets' defense is decent, but I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. The Colts' offense was terrible last week, but I don't know. It just feels like Andrew Luck should be better than they were last week.
I think it's going to be a close game.
That's the only problem with the spread on it, because if you take Indy, that you're saying they have to win by a touchdown and an extra point. Yeah. Which is interesting because there are no gimmies this year on the extra point. So, as we saw in the Detroit game last week.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. San Diego could have been in a bad way off of getting a penalty on an extra point, and then that moved the extra point back to where it was. What was it, like a 40-some yard kick, and the guy booted it right because they were gonna go for 2, but then they got a penalty which moved them way back. So then they went out to kick it, and then the guy misses.
Like a son of a bitch.
Yeah, I took Indy, though. Who'd you take?
I also picked the Colts.
Yeah.
Because,
It's a tough one with the point spread.
Tough. With that points, that's a lot of points to overcome.
It is. Usually when I see that kind of number on points, I'm like,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And, we'll probably be talking about it next week, how we were like, should have...
Oh, God, we're assholes. We suck.
Yeah.
Fuck us in the face and stuff.
You don't happen to have the Monday or the Thursday night game next week handy, do you?
Okay. Well, I might, though. I don't know if I can look. If I can look into the future.
You can't look at it from our picks area because there's no, what do you call it? There's no odds yet.
Yeah, no, cannot.
Okay, well, I'll pull it up here. Shoot. Come on now.
Come on, feel the noise.
Nice. Way to close that
girls
dead gap.
Rock your boys.
Yeah. Okay. The Thursday game after that, which we won't have a point spread for. So I guess with those, we'll just pick based on whatever. It's without knowing anything about the games, basically.
This is true.
But we'll just throw a pick out there just for funsies, because we're not recording them here. We're recording them in our Pick'em League, which you can still join if you'd like to, come in, have a couple good weeks. You could probably be right in the thick of things still.
You got that right.
So just, shoot us a message and let us know if you want to join. It's the Washington Redskins at the New York Football Giants. And this isn't even one I have to think about. I'm going Giants all the way on this one. Because Washington's they did not look good in that first game. Although they didn't, like Miami didn't blow them out or anything, but they're, I don't know, they're a mess with their quarterback situation, and I don't know.
Plus, it's football Giants.
Yeah, it's the New York at home too, and at home. I don't know. In the past, they've been, I think, better on the road, but
because how home is it when they just flip a switch and all the things flip over and becomes Jet Stadium?
Right. Yeah, I agree with you. So all right, so all the picks this week are unanimous.
Well, because we're awesome.
Well, or we're terrible. We'll find
or we're shit.
I guess we'll find out.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I figure, in the next couple weeks I'll start doing the, congratulations to so and so for being the, in the lead or whatever. But after week one,
You should do it for whoever's in the last place.
It's a good point. Yeah. All right,
Way to go, Dick.
and drinking from the toilet or licking the stair.
Nice.
Gross. All right, let's go to the Q of the W.
So last week's Q to W is, what role would you be in a heist movie?
Yeah.
I have got a couple answers from Face Page.
All right.
I have our pal FRJ said he would be the escape driver.
Nice. The getaway guy.
Yeah.
Good call. Our pal FRJ from the Ridiculous Ramblings podcast.
From the Ridiculous Ramblings podcast. Former field reporter of
Right.
Salty Language.
Yeah.
And then our other pal from Down Under, where toilets flush the other way.
They don't, though.
I know they don't. Where, it's a nation of criminals.
Where chlamydia is rampant because of the koala.
Yes, exactly. He would be the wisecracking ex-military guy.
Oh, yeah. You know what? That I could totally see that.
Yes,
Yeah. Wearing the condom full of walnuts.
exactly.
Which sounds a little different than the way I meant it. But, whatever.
Where's
All right.
that shoulder?
Do you have any, were there any on Reddit or no?
There was none else.
Jerks.
Everything else came from Twitter.
All right, fair enough. So I've got a bunch of them from Twitter here. Well, a few from Twitter, actually, and a couple were mailed in.
Right.
Neil from Daft Pod said that his role would be to make sure everything is clean and put away. The butler, I guess. Are there butlers in a heist? I don't think there's butlers in a heist. But I made up a role, too, so we'll let it go. So,
It's true.
because mine was the fact checker, basically.
Right.
Heno from Angela's Awesome Podcast, Moving the Needle, guest on our show and on my other show, The Crazy Life. Plug.
Mr. Podcast.
I feel like I'm forgetting a show. Gotham Lights.
I got from like
And probably every other show. He's been on everything. Oh, Inglorious Gentleman.
right.
He said, I'll be the guy that has some critical role doing something physically hard and then breaks his leg skipping. Let's see. Your wife, Jeannie, said, I will be the mastermind that nobody expected. Winky face, dance my puppets.
Naturally.
See, usually that ends up being like the turncoat person, like the narc,
Like,
you know.
my God, they were working for Ice Mountain the whole time.
Yeah, the one that, it comes down to where there's the old double cross, then there's the double cross.
Oh, shit.
Let's see. Also on Twitter, Johnny Adderall, who's available in ADHD on the tweets, said getaway driver, totally the getaway driver, which is probably, one of the coolest jobs because,
Oh, yeah.
it's all fast-paced.
You get to wear awesome gloves.
Right? Well, obviously. I mean, probably, cool driving glasses, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. A scarf,
Get them getaway road blowies.
right? Nice. You got your scarf, your driving scarf. I mean,
Well, of course.
yeah. Let's see. Fluffy Bunny Ash said, she's like, I think I'd end up as the TNA distraction in an Ocean-style heist. But a flat-out bank robbery, I'm the insane chick standing on the teller's counter, blasting a hole in the ceiling with a shotgun while giving an inane soliloquy while the rest of the crew gets the cash. So really it's just TNA, but at least I get to pretend I'm Harley Quinn during the bank robbery.
Fair enough.
So, and Cheeto Bandito emailed in and said, in some heist movies, they start out with a heist that is in progress, but it goes bad, and then the rest of the movie is about either reworking that job or a different mission. Well, my role in the movie would be the guy in the group that has one funny line and then dies during the first 3 minutes of the movie.
Strong roll.
Yeah. It'd be that, and featuring Cheeto Bandito type of thing. And people would be like,
Yeah.
oh, I love him. He's in this movie. And he, the first line of the movie is like his, and then someone just shoots him in the stomach.
Which old Steven Seagal.
Right. Oh, just dead. Like, oh, I liked his role.
Damn it. But I loved him so much.
Like, maybe he'll get a flashback sequence later. No, he doesn't.
No, negative.
Sorry. All right. Well, yeah. Thanks to everybody who responded. That was a good fun one. I like that question.
Well, I got one lined up for us here, sir.
Well, I would hope so.
So, what would be your trucker CD handle?
Oh man. Man, I don't know. Give me a minute here. Do you have yours? If so, go ahead with yours.
You'd think I would, but I don't.
Oh man. Man, I don't know, because I want it to sound like a redneck thing, but I kind of can't.
Right?
Boy, that's a tough one. I don't know. I just love the question so much. Yeah, I don't know.
It's a rough one.
It is.
We could always answer it next week.
I may have to. I may have to take some time to think about it. Because I really
That's the only problem with me springing Q to W's on you.
Yeah. I like it, though, because I kind of, it's kind of fun to not know what it is and then whatever, but that one's one that I got to think about a little bit, because I got to,
I've got a little Evernote thing of just different things I've been thinking of. So, like I said, you would think I would have this one squared away. It could be that it's like, 1:15. I'm just tired.
Yeah, that's probably what I'm going to go with. Let's do that though. Let's put a cliffhanger.
We'll answer ours.
You know what? We're just going to take a short hiatus because we can't quite get this podcast finished on time.
Nice.
Yeah. Real quick on that earlier note about hiatuses and comics and whatnot.
Yeah.
5 books that I read. 5 books. This past, like, not the ones that came out this week, the week before, at the end of them were like, oh, hey, sorry, we're going on a hiatus. Ugh.
Sons of bitches.
Now, some of them are only like a month, and then they'll be back, but it's just...
Still annoying.
I hate it. And I think I'm going to have to get over it, because I think it's just becoming more and more commonplace that it's
what it is.
Yep, it's like TV shows. You can hate the mid-season break all you want, but it's going to be there,
Right.
So, all right, enough of that. So, I guess you got anything else, or we go into the bits here?
I think I'm about done, my friend.
All right. Well, as always, go to saltylanguage.com. You can get past episodes of the show. Check out all the enthusiasts that we've put out. Let's see, as of this release, there'll be 20. But, if you listen to it in the future, there'll be more.
The future.
While you're there, have a look-see at the stuff that Tony puts up there, various links and whatnot. Also, have a look at the bottom where we have the networks that we're a part of. Musings of a Geek, Danger Entertainment, Wicked Radio Network, Pod Gods Network, and Tangent Bound Network. Let's see, what else here? The Q of the W will be posted across the various sites that we're on. Also, like Tony said earlier, if you're on Kik, have a time with us in the Kik room at
#SLPod.
There you go. If you would like to become a Patreon supporter and help us out, maybe help us upgrade some microphones and some turntables so we have more than one, so we can get to 2.
We have 2 turntables then.
Yeah. The link is there if you like to do that. You can subscribe for like $1 a month or whatever. Any little bit helps. If you can, cool. If you can't, also cool. And then the last thing we ask is if you're going to shop on Amazon at any point, please go to our website first, click the Amazon button, and it'll take you to a thing so that we get a little chip off the top of whatever you buy, and it doesn't cost you any extra.
Nope, not at all.
So, with that, I think that is all we got from the website. So, have a beer, you'll be fine.
Stay salty.
And, make sure you get your wank bands.
Nice. Energize.
This is a Danger Entertainment podcast. DangerEntertainment.net. Danger Entertainment Podcast Network.
Welcome to the Wicked Radio Network.
You are now leading the world of Musings of a Geek podcast network. Stay geeky, my friends.
Susan, open the door.
Oh my god, what happens now? He's gonna break down the door, and she's gonna hide.
I'm breaking down the door. Don't you hide.
Oh god, what now? He's gonna find her hiding in the bathroom.
I know you're in the bathroom. I just want to talk, honey.
He's lying. He has a knife behind his back.
Oh yeah? Why do you have a knife behind your back?
How did you know?
That loud man in the audience said so.
Well, it's not what you think.
He's gonna tell her it's to cut the cable, because she wants to be on the 10 Jam Down live show. November 15th, 6 p.m. It's gonna be awesome.
You'll want to have your own free podcast on the network.
Now they'll make up and do the nasty.
Oh, honey, just make up and do the nasty.
Wow, what happens now? Now we're getting out of the theater, and everybody else will beat the shit out of us in the parking lot.
TangendownNetwork.com